I'll say it. Print and cut straight up sucks. As many of you guys know in the laser industry right now and throughout all the communities, there has been mass frustration over getting perfect cuts using the print and cut method on Lightburn. Wasted materials, missed deadlines, and mass frustration has led to a disaster. But don't give up yet. I have a solution for you that's quick and easy and just will make perfect, consistent cuts every single time. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I am Josh with Ryco, and if you're anything like me, you've been struggling with print and cut and you've been searching for that answer on how to make it work every single time. You're looking for those consistent cuts, perfect alignment, and today I have the solution. I can tell you right now, it's not your laser, it's not Lightburn, and it's not user error. The solution is going to blow your mind on how simple it is to get perfect, consistent cuts every single time. Whole sheets of leatherette, whole sheets of acrylic, not just one row at a time with multiple calibration marks or registration marks spread throughout. This is an easy fix that anyone can do. I'll show you how right now. So if you're anything like me, you've looked up online on ChatGPT, Google, online forums, Facebook pages, Facebook groups on how to fix print and cut. And they all say the same thing. Calibration, and make sure that your pulses hit the registration marks perfectly. It's all about alignment. After weeks of testing, yes, that's all true, but we're going about it the wrong way. We've been told by tech support and online forums, you calibrate your axis with a 100 by 100 millimeter square, cut it out, make sure it's 100 by 100 millimeter square, and if that's true, you're good to go. Or are you? So when I started troubleshooting on the print and cut problem, I did cut that 100 by 100 square. I cut it out, and guess what? 99.2 by 99.6. I went into the axis calibration within machine settings in Lightburn, fixed it. Boom, 100 by 100. Perfect. Everything should work correct, right? But I also did the same thing with the printer. Yeah. On the printer, I printed a 100 millimeter by 50 millimeter rectangle. It came out just fine. Perfect. Exactly the size. So now what's the problem? So I've done those calibration tests on both the printer and the laser. I've done exactly what the laser manufacturer said, and I did exactly what the printer manufacturer said to make sure I was getting the exact same size prints versus cuts at 100 millimeters and 100 by 50 on the printer. It's still not working. No matter what I did on the laser or the printer, nothing cut perfect. I was chasing my tail for over a year until something went bing. What you're printing on your printer is the exact same size on your laser. But I did all the calibrations, but it's still not working. Then the thought came to me, why am I calibrating to this size when my laser and printer are bigger than this? Something's not adding up. So if this is my mock size of leatherette sheet with some patches on it, you got 12 by 24 inch sheet, and I'm calibrating to that size. The thought came to me, why don't you calibrate to at least 24 inches? So I did that. So I decided to calibrate to 600 millimeters. This is on the x-axis. 600 by 50. That's what I put into Lightburn. It actually came out 599 by 49.5. Put those numbers into the axis calibration in Lightburn and got it spot on, 600 by 50. Perfect. So now we're calibrated to the size of a leatherette sheet. Now for the y-axis. I did 500 down and 50 across. It came out to 504 and 50. Did the axis calibration in Lightburn, came out 500 by 50 on the next cut. Perfect. So I took it another step bigger. Went 800 across the x-axis. Guess what? Still off after I've done the previous calibrations at 799.2 by 50. Put the numbers into axis calibration, into Lightburn again, and it came out perfect at 800 by 50. So now we're almost calibrated to the entire width of the laser bed. I even stepped it up on the y-axis and did even bigger. Remember last time we did 500, this time 550. It came out to be 549. So as we're getting bigger across the bed in both directions, the calibration isn't as accurate. Put it into the numbers in, 550 by 50. Perfect. It was exactly what I was looking for. Now pretty much my entire bed on my Hydra 9 is calibrated. Now that we got the laser calibrated, now it's on to the printer. I have a 6090 printer, which is 24 by 36 inch print area. I just kind of went to the size of this poster board, 22 by 28. I was looking for a 27 by 21 actual rectangle here. To the outside of the stroke here, from one side to the other, would be 21 inches and 27 inches. What I got was not that. It was off by 5 millimeters in both directions. I use Print EXP in my software for my printer. There is an axis calibration on that as well, very similar to Lightburn's, to where you put in what you wanted versus what you got. It recalibrates the axis, and I printed the exact same file again, and guess what? 27 by 21 was what I put in. 27 by 21 exactly was what I got. All right, now, obviously they do not make calipers big enough to measure these things. So I want to show you how I measured this stuff. I got this 48-inch standard end metric ruler at Harbor Freight. I just needed something big enough that I didn't have to put two rulers together, and this was like $7. So this is a good one, 500 mils, have it lined up to the very outside. As you can see, 500 mils right there, and this is right on the button, 500 mils. I did the same thing for the longer ones, which this is supposed to be 800. I set it on top, and it's right on 800 there, right on the center. So get one of these, 48-inch ruler from Harbor Freight, $7. Make sure you measure all your stuff, whether it's the printer or the laser stuff, all with the same ruler. Don't use a tape measure, use something fixed so it's laying there. And what I found helpful is laying the stuff on top, truing it up to the end, or truing it up to the 100 if you want to do that, and then going from there and making sure that you get accurate measurements so you can get the most accurate calibration possible. Okay, over here in Lightburn, this is how you calibrate your axis for your laser. Go into Laser Tools, Machine Settings, right here, Calibrate Axis. You're gonna go right here, you're gonna type in what you wanna calibrate it to. If you need something by 500 by 500, you're gonna put 500 there. We're on the y-axis right now. If you wanna do the X first, you can go to X, put 500 here, and what you actually got. So if you wanted 500 and you got 505, you'd put 505 right here. It'll make the changes, you press right. I won't do it here because I don't want to mess up my calibration. But then once you select right, you're gonna go right here, then okay. If you want to do the y-axis, the x-axis, go X, the distance you requested, the distance you physically measured, right, right, okay. Pretty simple to do. The printer's pretty similar, and I'll show you that now. All right, guys, over to the printer. This is how you calibrate your axis on the printer. I use Print EXP for my printer. I think Jay's Printer Parts, or all those printers, the Refine Color, all use this type of software. It all looks similar. You go to the RIP tab, over to Tool, Air Compensation at the top there. You click it. This is where you'd put, very similar to Lightburn. If you're looking for a 500 millimeter by 500 millimeter square, and that's what you print, but you got 505 by 502, you'd enter those measured sizes here, and it would calibrate the air ratio, and you hit OK. What you're going to do from there is test it again. Print that same 500 by 500 file, and it should come out identical to 500 by 500. Now, if it doesn't, and it's 501 by 501, go back here again, put 501, 501, and it will fix it again and fine tune it. So after that, after you finally get a print that's 500 by 500, so it's accurate, you're good to go. All right, just to recap just a little bit. If you were trying to print and cut a 12 by 12 square, your printer needs to print a 12 by 12 square, and your laser cutter needs to be able to cut a 12 by 12 square perfectly. They need to be the exact same size. If they are not, you'll be chasing your tail into misery, in the print and cut death. Now, there are some unicorn machines out there that have never had a problem, and you have the people, mine print perfect. We know, okay? We do not like you. We are having issues until now. I have done weeks and weeks of testing, and you do not need a camera system. You don't need a fancy camera to tell you how to do your print and cut. You just need your printer and your laser to be on the same page. Calibrated correctly, you will get perfect cuts every single time. Now, I know the question's going to come up about Lightburn. Yes, the print and cut wizard using the scaled option in Lightburn is supposed to accommodate and fix minor calibration errors, both on your printer and on your laser cutter. Going back to my very first test across the whole laser bed on both the printer and the laser, I was off between 5 and 6 millimeters in both directions. The Lightburn scaled option is only supposed to fix minor discrepancies of calibration between the two. There is a threshold to which if it extends past, it actually makes your cuts worse. And that threshold, according to my research, is very small, not to be able to fix 8 millimeters. For those of you that have said, I've gotten my pulse points perfect on my registration marks, I've used the scaled option, this is exactly why your cuts are not coming out, or you're having to do one line at a time or 2 lines at most at a time and have multiple registration marks within those 8 to 10 patches. This time, you can get the whole entire sheet with 2 registration marks cut perfectly every single time. Come join my class. Okay. All right. Time to put our money where our mouth is. I'm going to show you guys how we do this. Now, I will say, call me old, whatever you want to. You got to get yourself a magnifying glass. Now, this probably could be the oldest thing I've ever done, but this helps a ton. It even comes with lights, so you can see in those dark spots. I know you can't see through the camera, but it helps a ton. The naked eye really can't see what this does, so as far as even lining up your red dot to make sure you're good, and even those RF tube pulses, if you have a machine with RF tube, which are super tiny pulse dots, makes it a breeze and really easy to see. I'll send the link down in the below for this, but this is the best $18 I spent. And the magnifying glass really helps as far as even just aligning the red dot, just to make sure we can get as close as possible to get that pulse mark laid down as close to the crosshairs as possible. Switching it over to the RF tube so I can pulse it real quick. Block the red dot. Okay, I can see I'm off. I'm high and to the left. Looks like we're just a little low. That should do it right there. Let's give it a pulse. I think I got it close. Check my handy dandy. Ooh, we almost got it spot on. A little to the left. That should do it. I'm choosing the scaled option just because with how calibrated the machines are, you can set in Lightburn either the scaled or non-scaled version. It should all be the same. But for giggles, we'll do the scaled. We'll come over here and cut one of these patches out. Just as I suspected. Perfect. Well, there you have it. Perfect cuts every single time. All right, guys, thanks for coming to the video. I really hope this helps. I've shown you how to calibrate your machines, both the laser and the printer. Remember, calibrate as large as you can for each machine. That's in the X and Y, both on your laser and your printer. Make sure that 12 inches on your printer is 12 inches on your laser. They have to equal each other. And then print and cut just works after that. It's easy. You should have no issues and get perfect cuts every single time. Less wasted material, more profit, and less frustration. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, whatever you do on this platform or whatever platform this is posted on. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.